Look, dude, there's an ugliness that's out there right now where, there's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist, if you're an anti-Semite, if you're a psycho-nationalist and you want a softball interview, there's podcasts out there where you can, and they will laugh at your fucking bad jokes and just give you this pass. And it's like, there's a really ugly thing that's going on out there. And, it's the kind of things we've already seen this, and we've seen what it does to a nation, and it's not the way to go.
Like many people on Earth right now, Bill Burr seems to have reached his last nerve with this group of grifting podcast bros in the Rogansphere and adjacent circles, as he just spent a good portion of this interview he did yesterday with Variety calling out the absurdity of what this whole thing has turned into. Because if you didn't know already, these podcasters Bill's referring to here have truly been playing with fire lately with the people that they platform. And it seems that they have zero clue about the actual impact these massive podcasts will have on the public for years to come. They're really just in it to make money. It is grifting at the highest level, and it seems to just be getting worse. Like, why on God's green earth are the Nelk boys interviewing the Prime Minister of Israel?
Burger King kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No,
the BK Lounge can hit.
I disagree completely.
You like Burger King over McDonald's?
That's your worst take, I think.
Absolutely.
And you know it's gotten bad when Bill Burr has to finally step in and be the voice of reason, since he typically avoids these heated topics until he just can't take it anymore. And so he really doesn't hold back here. Like, he pretty much calls Joe Rogan and his whole crew a bunch of pseudo-intellectuals who think they're genius because they read stuff online, when in reality they're just dumb guys who don't realize that they're causing irreversible damage just by having these types of people on.
You're talking about the billionaires and politician stuff. What do you feel, and podcasters, what do you feel about politicians and billionaires who've appeared on podcasts of your peers to try to leverage comedy for their own goals?
Oh, dude, it was before that. I remember the first time I saw a president go on the Tonight Show. I thought it was cheapening The Office. It's like they never did that. Now that everybody has a camera and blah, 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 it's just so all over the place. I just think the landscape of it has changed. All I can say is personally, I would never do it. I would never have somebody come on that's running for fucking president with my intellect. I'm not going to sit there and be like, what's your foreign policy? Like, I would be like within 3 minutes, dude, what was your favorite Super Bowl? And then people be like watching it going, I like that Super Bowl too. I'm going to vote for this guy. It's just like, it's just so far beyond my wheelhouse. Like, I am just way beyond. Like, this.
Then Burr really starts to go in on who people assume are Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz, criticizing them for thinking there's some form of higher intellect, like they've ascended beyond the normal working class civilian, just because they can regurgitate whatever they read online that day in a somewhat coherent way. And Bill Burr explains here that this is all ego-driven, as they desperately want to appear like someone who's more valuable than who they really are. D-tier stand-up comedians at best, who have to get onto their tippy toes just to reach for the lowest hanging fruit. But as Bill Burr puts it, at the end of the day, they're just dumb jocks who would only sound smart in a sports bar.
There's a difference between the people that read and the people that are the subject of what you're reading. You know what I mean? There's people that like discover shit and figure shit out, and then there's the people that read it. Like, the amount of people that can explain the theory of relativity. That's probably not a lot of people, but they can do it. But then there's this ego thing that because now I can explain it like I'm somehow Einstein adjacent. It's like, no, you're not. You just read some smart shit.
Yeah.
That was a bit I used to do in my act where it's just like, there's nothing worse than when a dumb person reads because now they think they're smart. It's just like, no, you're just a dumb guy that knows a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like, intellect to me is how you process information. It's not just reading a bunch of smart shit, putting in your head and then puking it out at people and be like, in 1492, that's not smart. You're torturing people.
Yeah.
So it's more like how you put stuff together. And like, somebody said to me one time, I go, Bill, you're a really smart guy. And I go, yeah, in a sports bar. You put me in a sports bar and you want me to talk about 70s and 80s sports. I am scoring very high.
Yeah.
All right. You put me in like that form to have to interview somebody that is going to run for president, and then as the sports bar guy, you're going to see like, yeah, this guy did go to summer school a lot. So.
And Bill saying this is truly satisfying, as Joe Rogan and his offspring have been impersonating philosophers for way too long now. So even though he doesn't mention them by name, it's pretty clear who he's talking about here. And just so we're clear here, Bill Burr will probably never go back onto JRE, as he A, would like to keep a healthy blood pressure, and B, doesn't want to waste time trying to save Joe since he's already past the point of no return. Like, he is truly compromised at this point. And Bill knows this. So the next point Bill makes here is, in my opinion, the most important point that he makes in this interview, as he goes on to define the role of the stand-up comedian when talking about politics, which seems to have been lost in recent memory. So as you'll see shortly, Bill says that the comedian's job is to simply trash both sides of the political spectrum. Because, like many other people around the world, Bill Burr hates both the far left and the far right. And if he doesn't trash both sides equally, too many idiots will think that he's on their side, which is the last thing he wants. And funnily enough, it's the first thing that guys like Tony Hinchcliffe and Andrew Schultz want, which just goes to show how many light years ahead of them Bill really is.
Yeah, and ultimately, my question is ultimately, when you think of talking about politics at all in your act, what do you want to do, right?
If I do it, I trash them both.
Yeah. With what?
Because that is my job. That is my job. I can't fix the political system, and I don't watch a lot of it. But, when I do stand up, if I start trashing like Trump, I would hear the left in the crowd like, yeah. And I'd be like, the fuck, you voted for a guy that, is staring off into space. Mm-hmm. Like, your guy literally should be in a fucking home. What are you patting yourself on the back for? X, Y, and Z, blah, blah. Your fucking party has not let you has not let you choose your candidate since Obama's second term.
Yeah.
You're liberal? That's fucking insane. We want Bernie Sanders. Fuck you, Hillary. We want Bernie Sanders. Fuck you, fucking Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo again, fucking 2 weeks before. His vice president.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. So, so then, after I've trashed Trump, I then do that, because my thing is like, I'm not flying either one of their flags that pay them.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem. And they're always distracting us with other stuff. So, like, CNN and Fox News are a fucking disease.
So Bill Burr is really trying to make it clear here that he is not affiliated with either side of the political spectrum. He might lean left on some issues and right on others, but at the end of the day, he is a pure stand-up comedian, and he wants to shit on both sides equally. And by saying this, he really exposes the major error that podcasters in the Rogansphere made by taking one side before the election last year, as they quickly went from being podcasters and entertainers to political puppets, which is Bill Burr's worst nightmare. And it almost came true earlier this year when he started going after Elon Musk and other CEOs on his podcast, which made the left think that he was on their side.
Think about global warming. You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth, I saw on The View. You're critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence
I don't
that's
watch
going
the
on
news.
at Tesla?
I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. I watch Instagram. I watch people wipe out on motorcycles. I watch lions and hyenas fight each other. This is the things that I do. And I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a journalist.
Comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always goes, should we be thinking this? Duh. You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You need to get your balls back.
So in this next clip, Burr goes in on the left as well, demonstrating how a true stand-up comedian should approach politics.
So, and then at the same time, you're talking about billionaires, you're talking about stuff like this, and people on the left have been really embracing you, and they're sharing your videos.
No, that's not true, dude.
Certain parts of the left.
That's not true.
Certain portions of the left.
That's not true. And certain portions of the right.
Sure.
There's common sense on both sides.
Sure.
But we keep doing this shit. where it's like, oh, the right's all fucking racist, and dude, the left is some of the most fucking. Most of the left feels like if they have a black friend, they don't have issues. Okay, I'm out of that.
Yes,
I'm out of that, so I don't want to hear left and right crap. They're all fucking nuts. That fucking shit post Me Too, where it went from people shouldn't sexually assault people, absolutely, to I don't like what you're talking about in your act, was fucking nuts. It was McCarthyism on the left. And now you've gone to the other side on the right. And the left was so fucked up, the right, the psycho right thinks that they're in the middle, and they're not. They're out of their fucking minds. And I travel, dude, and I'm telling you, people who lean right and lean left are chill. And we're just sitting in the middle like, when is everybody going to fucking calm the fuck down? When is this going to go back to, like, live and let live?
Sure.
So, and there's way more of that. And I have people from construction workers to fucking, hairy leg chicks with nose rings going, hey, I like what you're saying out there about these billionaires. Because that is the fucking problem.
Yes.
And the other problem is that people make it like it's political. Like if you vote for this color tie, these billionaires are somehow going to grow a heart. And it's just not the case.
Bill then goes scorched earth on Ben Shapiro, who idiotically associated Bill with his politics until Bill said something that didn't align with Shapiro, to which he then criticized Burr for and called him blind with wokeness, which is just another example of why Bill tries his very best to stay far away from both sides of politics, since it just puts you in an ideological chokehold if you dare say something that they don't agree with.
Is that people keep trying to categorize what it is that you're doing. Like that idiot Ben Shapiro. No, he's woke now. He's like, I don't, that fucking guy, someone came to me and goes, hey man, he was trying to bring me into his fold. At one point, the guy liked me.
Yeah.
And then when I didn't, then all of a sudden I'm a fucking asshole. I mean, I'm supposed to look at that guy like he's an adult. He doesn't even know what that word means.
Let me summarize.
His definition of woke is white liberals' definition of woke, and they didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
They just took the word from black people. That's the worst thing about our people is not only do we take from other cultures, we don't even take the time to understand the definition.
Yeah.
He went there to be annoyed so he can then have something to talk about, and then he can make money off of dividing his own country.
Yeah.
Those people, it's treasonous what they do.
Yes, but to be fair, or not to be fair, the fact is that it worked for what his goal is, which is then it became a thing online where then a certain portion of the right complain about how you're woke.
Racists.
And more racist.
They're racist. Yeah, they send pictures of monkeys to me and my wife. They're fucking horrible people, and they're cowards, and they never say it to your face.
Yeah.
Then, for good measure, Bill takes a shot at Neil deGrasse Tyson, who more and more seems to be one of those Lex Friedman type guys who look and sound like scientists, but really haven't done anything else to prove it.
Like, I'm still out. The jury's still out with me with Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's like, is he a good scientist? I don't, because every time I see him, he's talking to somebody like me, and I'm like, is that how the tides work? I had no idea. It's like, he didn't figure that out.
Yeah.
He learned it. I want to see him sitting down next to another scientist and have the guy be like, wow, Neil, I never looked at it that. Like, I want to see somebody on your level.
It's interesting. He does spend a lot of time talking about movies.
He doesn't do science a lot. He definitely sits around a lot talking about it. It's sort of like a Dr. Phil kind of thing.
So
He's always looked like a crooked cop to me. He just looks like he would plant a pistol, do one of those and take like a taped up pistol.
I think you're probably more right than we've realized.
So yeah, at this point, Bill Burr laid out a blueprint for how comedians should be handling this mess. Calling out the grifters, staying out of the political trap, and actually be funny without selling your soul. Because once you pick a side, you are no longer a comic. At that point, you're just another pawn. And whether you agree with Bill's stance here or not, one thing that's truly beautiful about this call out is that whether you're left or right, you can agree that the frat boys in their 30s at Nelk should have never in a million years interviewed guys like Donald Trump or Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, absolutely no one asked for that. And after that Netanyahu interview happened, humanity sort of came together to pile on them for it. And they actually just got completely destroyed for it in their podcast with Bassem Youssef. And so on that note, that is it for the video, guys. Make sure to like the video, comment, and thanks so much for watching.